Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will talk about the backups and why you should need a backup system that is great, does not fail too much often, and it offers full encryption of the data that is being backed up. So in this video we will explore probably the best backup solution, which is Borg Backups. It is fully open source system. It is deduplicating archiver with the compression and encryption. For the compression, you can choose algorithms like LZ4, ZCTD, zlib, LZMA, or more. And by default, working with Borg is a little bit difficult for people, so we will deploy the Borg wrapper, Borgmatic, which makes the usage of the Borg backups a little bit easier. So Borgmatic is just the wrapper, and it is also fully open sourced. And the most critical part with Borg is that you will need a backup repository. And for this, I highly recommend BorgBase, which is another great free and open source system. Basically, it offers you the repository for your backups. And as you can see on the website, you can start completely for free. When we go to the pricing, you will get 10 gigabyte and 2 repos completely for free. But if you will need more data, like 250 gigabytes, it will cost you $24 a year. If you need 1 terabyte, it will cost $80 a year. And if you need large, with 2 terabytes, it is from $150 a year. And if you need more terabytes, you can also purchase additional storage. And the great thing about the BorgBase that is the company Pickwords also supports the Borg project, so it will also donate to this free and open source software, which is really great. So, as I mentioned in this video, I will cover everything, how you will set up the Borgmatic, and also how you can create your own repos for storage of your backups. So, I hope you enjoy, and give it a like, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments down below. Let's get started. The first thing what I recommend to do is to create your free account on the BorgBase. And I'm going to log in to my account. And once you create your account, you will be presented with your backup repositories. But there is one step that I highly recommend to do. That is, go to your account. I think go to Profile and enable two-factor authentication. This is a really important step for every account that you have. You need to take care of it. You need to use strong passwords, and when available, always set the two-factor authentication. Next up, the second step is we need to protect this backup repository with the SSH key from your server. So when you navigate to the SSH key, I'm gonna remove those, and you will see at your first SSH key. So you can click it, and you want to add the public SSH key. When you click this link to see our docs, it will show you how you can create your SSH key. So let me just copy this command, and let's switch to the terminal. This is a fresh server. And for this demonstration, I'm going to remove this $sign, and we can generate the ED25519 SSH key. press enter. You want to save in the default directory. You confirm by enter yes. For the passphrase, usually for SSH keys, you want to set the passphrase. But for this, if you want to set your automatic backups every hour, every 2 hours, you will need manually entering the SSH key passphrase. So in this application, you don't need the SSH key passphrase. So just press enter and press enter again. And now, as you can see, our SSH key have been deployed, and we need to print this SSH key. So let me just copy the path, and we can do cat and it will print out the SSH key. So you copy this public SSH key, switch back to the Firefox or the browser, your choice, and let's add our SSH key. And as you can see, it already added the server name @symbol. And you click add your key. After this step, you want to create your first backup repository. The repository is where all of your backups will be stored. So you can click add your first repository. You can name it Borg Backup Tutorial. For the region, US, EU, it is up to you which region you want. And repo format, you can use Borg. For the access, what I recommend for the security purposes, you can give only access with append only access. So you can add this, and this means this key can't manipulate the data itself. It cannot remove the data. It can only write and read and restore, which is really great from the security standpoint. For the monitoring, you can enable alerts. For example, you will get email after 1 day if no data is being pushed to this repository, which is great. So we can set it up. For the compaction, this is only working with append only access. So you want to enable server-side compaction, and usually the default compact every 6 weeks is good, and you can specify the time, for example. And in advance, in the future, you also can access this repository with SFTP, so we can download the backups and move them somewhere else if you want. So you can enable it on ad hoc basis, so it is up to you. So after everything is okay, you can check double. You can click the add repository. And now you will get your Borg backups URL. But we can close this. And what's really nice about the BorgBase is that you will get guided setup for each repository you add. So when you go to the setup, on the top you can select the repository. And first what you will need to do, of course, is to install the Borg backup and also the Borgmatic. I already done it on the server. When you visit the official site with the installation, you can install it however you want. It is up to you. I like to use Python for this. So I have to install all the dependencies for the Python, which I already done. So now I can just do pip install Borg backups and Borgmatic. So let me switch back to the terminal. And it's gonna be pip 3 install Borg backups. Borg backup, yeah. What did I've done? And now it is installing the Borg backup from the Python repositories. All right, the Borg backup have been installed, and now we need to install the same way the Borgmatic. So it will be pip3 install Borgmatic. So the Borgmatic have been installed. We can verify it by running Borgmatic V. I think the version. But yeah, it is installed. No, where is version? It does not work. Never mind, the Borgmatic is installed, and now we can continue with the repo setup. Switch back to Firefox. Create SSH key for authentication. We already done it. To initialize repository, we need to add one more step, which is copy the Borgmatic config file. And usually you want to copy this in etc borgmatic config.yaml. So we need to switch back to our terminal. And we go to cd etc. And we can list files. Now we need to make a folder which is Borgmatic, mkdir Borgmatic. We're gonna navigate to Borgmatic and we need to create nano config.yaml. And now what you need to do is to copy the configuration file. And we can copy this one. Switch back to the terminals. And here in this config, what we need to change is the source directories you want to set the backups. For example, if you're running like cpanel or Plesk, usually the websites will be under the var/www folder. But in my case, I don't need it. I just want to backup a full home directory. You can also add other directories like /etc. You can do also like var, etc. You can specify what the directories you want to backup. If you want to backup the whole server, you just add the /. That will backup the whole server. So after this, Ctrl O, enter to confirm this configuration file, and Ctrl X to exit. What's also really important is that you will need to set up your encryption passphrase, which by default is change.me. And I recommend to generate a passphrase from your password manager. Let me copy that. And go there. And you generate 10, 15 words with numbers. That's really secure. And that's it for this encryption passphrase. You can play around. You can also exclude some patterns that you don't want to store on the backups. And those source directories we already covered. So Ctrl O, enter, Ctrl X to exit, and that's it. And now what we need to do is we need to initialize this repository. And to do that, we go back to the initialize repository and we're gonna do the Borgmatic init. Switch back to the terminal. We clear this and we will initialize this repository. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes. As you can see, now we have initialized the repository. It is encrypted with the SSH key. And now we can create our first backup, which you can just type Borgmatic. And it is now creating the backup. So let me pause it and we will continue when the backup is done. So the backup have been done. It took around 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The first backup will be always, it always takes a little bit longer. Let me switch back to the Firefox and we can check our repository. We go to BorgBase, account, repositories. When we refresh this page, and as you can see, we already have our repository here. It says it uses the Borg backup. It is encrypted with SSH key, and compaction are scheduled to run every 6 weeks. And the really nice thing about the Borg backup itself that it is always creating the deduplication backups. So basically, each backup will be incremental. It will not store more data that is ever need. You can also read more about the Borg and this technology on the BorgBase.org or the Arch wiki. For the data deduplication technique used makes Borg suitable for daily backups because it's always stored only the data that have been changed. And also the authenticated encryption technique makes very suitable for backups to not fully trusted targets, which is great for the zero trust minded techniques that I will explore on my channel relatively soon. Okay, let's move back to the Borg. And now, for example, we can go back to our terminal. And we can probably remove some file. So let me navigate to CD home. And as you can see, I have the Ubuntu 24.04 ISO here. And now I want to remove it and I want to restore it from the Borg repo. So I'm going to type rm Ubuntu. And now we don't have this image, but I'm going to restore it with the Borgmatic. So first, what we need to do, we need to list the files in our Borg repository. So in order to do this, you just type Borgmatic list, and it will list the backup repository, which is this one. You can copy this into the clipboard, and now we need to basically find the things that we want to restore. So when we're gonna do Borgmatic list, we're gonna specify archive. We're gonna paste our archive, and now we want to specify the path. And in this case, we want to restore the Ubuntu ISO image in our home directory. So the path will be /home. Press enter. And as you can see, here is our Ubuntu image. So we can copy this into the clipboard. If you want to restore, for example, like the websites or the data, you just type /home or /etc or /var www, and it will restore everything there. So now we want to restore this backup, so it will be Borgmatic extract. We're gonna specify also the archive again. And now we want to specify the path again. But in this case, it will be this Ubuntu image. And now we want to specify the destination. It will be destination, and we're gonna specify it /home. And you press enter. And now the Borg is going to restore this Ubuntu image. So the backup restoration have been done. So now we can navigate to CD home, and we will see our folder home, which we restored. So we're gonna navigate to home, and we can just now move this file back to our home directory. It will be move Ubuntu, and it will be /home. So we go back. I'm gonna list. We can remove the home folder. rm rf home, And as you can see, now we have our file successfully restored. Okay. So I think I covered everything in this video. It was really great about the BorgBase and the Borg backups that each server will have its own separate repository, which will be encrypted with the SSH key and also the passphrase you specified in the configuration file. For all the usage, how we can work with the BorgBase and Borgmatic, you can find on the BorgBase documentation. They have everything what you need to know, and I know it can be sometimes a little bit hard to understand, but once you try it 1 or 2 times, it's really easy and really simple to use. So I highly recommend to check out the Borg backups and all the features with the Borg. Another great thing is that if you go to your account and you want to subscribe to their plans, I have a special discount for you, just for you. And if you use code NEST30, you will get 30% off until end of the May. And I reach out to the BorgBase team if they have some discounts for my viewers, and they was really kind to get this code for you, for my viewers, because my channel is all about the open source software and those kind of things. And when there is a company who is providing service for open source software, and also this company is donating money to those projects, it's just really great to see how those businesses are working. So if you decide to use it, you can use code NEST30 to get 30% off of any plans on the BorgBase. And this way you support the BorgBase project, Borg backups, Borgmatic, etc. So I hope you like it. If you have any questions, please leave comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer. And also you can read my blog post, the importance of the backups, and more in details how is Borg and Borgmatic working together. So stay tuned for the next video. I hope you like it, share it, give it a like, and yeah, stay tuned for the next amazing tutorial. Take care and bye bye.